getting a little time away from it, I guess. Also getting a chance to reevaluate ourselves and reevaluate ourselves as a team. That kind of allows you to make the improvements you need to make and focus on those little things and the little details. So we're gonna attack this week and prepare really good for Texas Tech.
That was Jalen Hurts, who I'm sure doesn't know what the meaning of the word Heisman is, or Walter Camp Award, or Maxwell Award, or Davey O'Brien Award, or you know what? Even the word award. I'm sure it doesn't even enter into his lexicon. I'm RJ Young, Patrick Masic's in the booth. I want to talk about Heisman Trophy winner and who it might be in 2019, as there seem to be 5 clear-cut favorites, and this is mostly a quarterback-driven award, but you know, Jonathan Taylor could be there. I don't think he's going to be there, but he could be there. You know, it depends on whether or not they win a Big Ten championship and Wisconsin can pull off this undefeated thing. But right now, feels like we're looking at LSU's Joe Burrow, Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa, Ohio State's Justin Fields, and, of course, Oklahoma's Jalen Hurts. The issue that seems to be in front of us, every one of us who is not Jalen Hurts, every one of us who actually does care about who wins the Heisman, is how are we going to go about looking at who deserves this award versus who's going to win this award? Because that's really what the question is. And if you're looking at the statistics, Joe Burrow right now is giving you everything you want. I mean, he's leading one of the most dynamic offenses in college football, and all of a sudden, since the SEC has figured out what an air raid offense kind of sort of looks like, people are trying to give them credit for, well, what Oklahoma's been doing for 2 decades. Fine, whatever. I also get that LSU's defense is ridiculous, even now. They're one of the top 35 teams in the country. And if Burrow beats Alabama, it's his trophy to lose. And that's just the way that it's going to be, because he will have played the best team this side of Clemson. But on the other hand, if Alabama and Tua Tagovailoa beat LSU, it feels like his trophy to lose, because he will have played the best team on this side of Clemson. What I'm saying is Jalen Hurts needs to continue this torrid pace that he is on to win this thing, because it doesn't matter to voters that he has recorded more touchdowns than he has thrown incompletions, because Oklahoma ain't played nobody. And that's what this is about. It's about playing people and playing them on national television. And as many of you know, Oklahoma's got 3 straight 11 a.m. kickoffs, and it's really difficult to grab people's attention when you're not playing at night. To say nothing of how we all feel about OU Texas being played at 11 a.m. They can play Georgia Notre Dame at 7 p.m. under the lights. The CBS can flex it into their night game, but we got to still watch Fox Sports 1 play OU Texas, the biggest game in this part of the country, at 11 a.m. And we know how we feel about this. We feel like we're being smacked in the face. We feel that the SEC is always getting the afternoon games and the night games, when what we have seen from TV ratings is that more of us are watching 11 a.m. kickoffs than we are watching 2:30 p.m. kickoffs, and to a degree, then we're watching 6 p.m. kickoffs. Now, the 7 o'clock game is always the 7 o'clock game. But that's working against Jalen Hurts, and quite honestly, working against those of us who want to claim more Heisman Trophy winners than we have in national championships, or those of us that want to claim 8-8. Right now, Oklahoma's sitting at 7-7. Like to keep it pretty even, because you don't want to get into this argument about whether or not you want a Heisman Trophy more than you want a national championship, because it's a team-oriented game, and the game is about winning championships, not about winning individual awards, yada, yada, yada. As a matter of fact, friend of the show, Austin Chadwick, tried to put that one to me about, yo, dude, you rather win a Heisman Trophy or win a national championship? To which I was saying, hey, man, just win a conference championship in the American before you start, trying to give me the cut your baby in half argument. All right? I am not Solomon, and that's not what Oklahoma football is about. And to say that is also to say that's not what LSU football is about, what Clemson football is about, what Ohio State football is about, and certainly not what Alabama football is about. But since there are more Heisman ballots circulating around than I want to acknowledge, and seeing as we've seen how voters will just do asinine things, there's nothing to say that a Joe Burrow and a Tua Tagovailoa would not split the vote, and Jalen Hurts would win by default. But as we continue to go about it, The best thing that you can hope for is Jalen Hurts to continue to set records and to achieve a passer efficiency rating that is heretofore unheard of. Because right now, that's what it is. He's sitting at like 250 when the record is just under 200, right? Or just at 200. Because Tua just edged out Kyler for that record last year, mostly on the strength of how he played in the Orange Bowl versus how Kyler played in the Orange Bowl. But I don't expect Jalen Hurts to continue this torrid pace because I believe in math and I believe in 13 games versus 3. That said, same thing can be true about LSU, about Bama, who both still have to play Auburn. And as much as I don't like Auburn and they run a junk offense, they are undefeated and they did go into Kyle Field and get a W, which to say they could probably get a W against LSU and Alabama and make Joe Burrow and or Tua Tagovailoa look poor in that game. It's going to be an interesting month of October because we're going to see some bloodletting. There's going to be one, maybe 2 teams in this top 5 that take an L. Count on it. Maybe it's Ohio State when they play Wisconsin, right? Maybe it's a little bit further down the road. But one thing is for sure, Jalen Hurts is going to have to be about himself to win this award. And we quite frankly know that's just not going to happen.